So we're in the BMW and had somebody ask about what it sounds like under a load, and it's cold out, but I'm gonna do it with the windows up so you can hear inside the car. Here we go. It's not bad. You can hear all the turbo noises again, so that's definitely a plus. We'll do it with the window down here. That bad. I can live with that. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're up visiting Artemis. He's got a prize for us. He's been working on something for me since I closed the shop down. That's been months ago. Goes to show you how slow this guy is. And I brought him a drink. We're on these, what are they even called? The monster
creamsicles.
Dreamsicles. Well, what he's been working on is this jewel. He really started on it. He's been driving truck. He drives truck for a living. But if you'll come back here, that's his jewel. And then that SC, and he's got that SC and that SC. All the SCs that I had, he's got now. But I may have mentioned this before. We used to be Honda guys. Like that's all we did. So now we done some wheeling and dealing. And this motor's 100 years old. At one time it was brand new and clean and spotless. But it's got the distributor, Edelbrock old school manifold, BDL Industries, if you're old school, you remember that. That's the reason I always hung on to that. You know that was, they like quit making them.
Right.
That's it, man.
It's a monster.
So what it is, do you remember what all it is?
84.5 millimeter, fully built, eagle rods, eagle crank, full sleeved block, all the goodies in the head, Inconel exhaust valves, top R cams. It's a monster. And
it does have a twin disc clutch too, doesn't it? Still got the clutch. Yeah. So it's got a twin disc clutch too. So it's a B16A. Old school. JDM B16. So yeah, that's going, and that Art's gonna do this change out for me. We've done some trading around, and so that's another car that we'll have eventually, but we're gonna try to sell some, and that's what Art's working on for me. So, and I come to borrow a trailer because my rollback's broke. But all right, here we go. All right, so I picked up the trailer. I don't know what the goal is for that Honda, but that's a built motor. I may end up putting a big turbo on it. It's got the clutch for it. It's got the rods, pistons, dual valve springs, titanium retainers. It's a built motor completely. And it's kind of, as we got older, nobody was really into the Honda scene anymore. And me and Dominic got into the drifting world a little bit, and so Art wanted to get into the drifting world, so I done some trading with him. He ended up with all the SC cars, the 300s, the 400s. I had two SC 400s and a SC 300, and he ended up with all those. I traded around, ended up with that built motor for that Honda back and all that. And so another deal we done, he's going to swap that B series over into my blue EG hatch. Just all motor, get it running and driving, and I'll come get it when he's done. been cold weather. He drives the truck, so he's been on the road. Probably been sitting on the couch mostly. But that's the goal. He's going to put it together, get it running, driving, then I'll bring it home, and if I want to do anything with it from there, it'll at least be mobile. And if I decide to turbo it, you know, it'll be right there, just add to it versus having to, you know, start from nothing. So that's where I'm at with that car. Long run, I don't know just yet. I don't know where we'll go with it, but it's a built car. I mean, it should be pretty solid, make some good power, and we'll see. All right, here we go. All right, good morning, everybody. This is, I'm including this in this video. It's just more talky kind of stuff. So Art, you saw previously in this video, he's going to, the blue Honda, he's going to do that change out for me. We've been friends, me, him, and his twin brother Ronnie. We've been friends for 25 years or so. But that hatch, I got it 15 years ago or so from my cousin, and they had drove up and down the East Coast. They were in a band, my cousin and his girlfriend, which they're married now and got a kid. They had been up and down the East Coast partying and all this, and been in a band and all that, and been all over the country in this car. And it tore up on one day, and I ended up with it. I done a built B16 into it after I blew it up. I put it on nitrous and blew it up. So I built that B16, put it in it. It was turbo 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 shops had it, tore it up, got ripped off a bunch of places. And so we ended up building it ourselves. It was a beast. So I had my own shop at the time, so I pulled the turbo off and was going to redo the turbo. It was leaking a little bit. Well, in the course of redoing that turbo, I decided to buy a bigger one. Well, that turbo came back, the new one came in, and right around that time, I got broke into, and somebody got both of them. So I put it all back stock, just set of headers, drove it around for a while. It just got on the back burner, and kids and life and all that took over. So I ended up trading it off to a guy. Well, that guy ended up trading it to Art, which is the guy in the video here. So Art turboed it, drove it for a while, and he's big into Integra, so he wanted to pull it and put it into his Integra, and he did that. He ended up not going back turbo for some reason, so it's just sat there in his driveway, all motor. He drove it a little bit, not much. So I ended up with a shell back. We traded back then when he pulled that motor, and that's been a few years back. And so he didn't really do a lot with that motor. We done some trading on the, what you call it, the SC300s and the 400s. He's getting into drifting, so he manual swapped the SC300, the black one that I had. And so now what we're working on is, since I closed the shop, he's kind of stepped in to help me. He's got concrete and all that at his house, so he's going to actually swap that motor for me. We're just going to go back stock motor, no turbo or anything right now. So he's going to video that. So he started a YouTube channel, and his twin brother Ronnie is talking about doing one, and they're both truck drivers, and they say the, you know, the over-the-road truck driver guys or just trucking guys, you know, they have channels and they, you know, have that kind of thing going on. I don't know much about trucking, these guys do, but supposedly there's a couple of guys that do truck driving videos and that kind of thing. And so they're both going to incorporate their trucks. Art's going to be doing some Honda swaps. He's going to do that one for me. He's going to put another motor back in his Integra. He's going to do some 2J stuff to that SC300. I think we're going to turbo it later maybe. And Ronnie bought the purple hatch that I had. He's going to case swap it. I'm pretty sure he's talking about. That's what we had discussed. So he's got it now. And he don't do much besides work. He says he's going to do it, but he's not going to. I don't know. He might. But either way, if he gets into that, he does all that. He's going to case swap it, he said. So either way, Art has already got a YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description. So if you guys will like and subscribe to his channel, I'd appreciate it if that's the kind of thing you're into. It will be kind of a backstory on my hatch when it comes to me, you'll be able to see what he did to actually pull it out and put it back into my car. And that way when I get it, you'll know kind of what it is. He may, you know, elaborate on what that setup is. And if he doesn't, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's a JDM B16A, Inconel exhaust valves, dual valve springs, titanium retainers, top R cams, Eagle rods, I think, Eagle crank, I think maybe Wiseco pistons or CPs, I can't remember. It's sleeves, got ERL sleeves. It's got a block girdle. It's been line honed. It's got a Exetti twin disc clutch on it. It's not an LSD factory transmission. It's a B16, and I bought one of the aftermarket. It's like a block that goes inside the differential, and you add that in, and it makes it LSD. It's got one of those in it. I forget the brand. It's been years ago, but all that's in it. I think it's still on stock axles. It had Hossport mounts on it, but I just bought some cheap mounts to get it in this EG because I'm going to end up turboing the car maybe later. But right now, I've got so much 2J stuff to deal with, and this S13 and 14 and my BMW. There's so much I've got to do right now, so it's not priority top of the list. It's Art's getting that motor in. It'll be in. If it's running driving, cool. We can, you know, use it as a daily here and there. And justify selling another car that we don't need. And so hopefully I got to pay land taxes and some other stuff. Maybe in spring we might maybe decide to do a garage again, maybe build one here. I don't really know. But either way, I'm going to add Art in my description about his channel. We're going to cross-platform here kind of thing. We may do a collab later on, you know, maybe some shirts or hats or something of that nature, which we do have some shirts. If you're interested in that kind of thing, just message me or whatever. What else? Yeah, we're going to Mid-Pond. We're leaving, today's Friday, so tomorrow's Saturday. We'll be at Mid-Pond in the morning, and so we'll have some more drifting footage coming up, so watch for that. That video should be a few days after this. It'll probably be a two-part because Jordan, the redheaded kid, if you've seen him in the last video or so, it's going to be his first time driving. So this will be a whole new first time drifter, first time driving a manual car. Today he's actually going to be in the driveway later, and he's going to get my son's Civic, and we're going to get him used to the clutch. So I don't know if you know or not, but what happened to my son when he tried to drive a manual for the first time and drift all at the same time? Didn't end well. Didn't end well. If you don't know that story, that you're missing out. It was bad. So he actually went off the track, like down a bank, way down in there. First time. It was horrible. He panic clutched. Mine wouldn't let him undo that choice to clutch the car, and he just went right off the bank. It was pretty bad. I was live on Facebook. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it felt like a jerk, but the way I grew up, it was sink or swim. You know, get in the water, they'll throw you in the water. That's what little did I know. But yeah, either way, that's what we'll be this weekend. This video may go out tonight, tomorrow, I don't know. So if you happen to be in Mid-Pond this weekend, and if it goes out soon enough, hope to see you guys there. If not, I'll probably run into some of you guys if you watch these videos or not, I don't know. But hope to see you guys there. If you will, like, comment, subscribe, comment. Even if it's like, hey, how you doing? Suggestions, whatever. Something you want to see, I'm open for whatever. And I got to pay a lot of money out next couple of months for taxes and business bills and et cetera, credit cards, blah, blah, blah. And land taxes, that's a lick, and it's that time of year. But if there's anything you want to see that I can afford or we have, let me know, and we'll put some of that out. And the drifting, it just has to come as it comes, because between the rollback being broke still and getting there and tires and the time it takes to get somewhere, we're going to try to do what we can. But my son finally went back to work. He's out of my pocket again, so I'll have more money now to do whatever. But anything you want to see, hit us up, message us, comment. Appreciate the comments. Yeah, thanks for everything, guys. I really do appreciate the comments and the people asking questions about, you know, when I install something. I've done some install videos. I still get people, you know, that's thanking me for some of that. And we may get back to that once I get a shop again. If I do that, we may not, I don't know. That's the goal though. The end goal is to end up with another shop, build our drift car to as high level as we can and compete and work on cars. That's, you know, ideally. But I still got rentals, so I have to be involved in the rental houses, and I had a couple of empties, so I'm dealing with all that. I hadn't really filmed much of that. I don't know if anybody's into that kind of content, just sheetrocking and painting and that kind of thing. If you are, you know, hey, comment, let me know if that's something you'd like to see. And again, once I get another garage or shop, I'm kind of in my backyard knocking around. I've got, you know, a few things I'm tinkering with, but I don't know that it's what anybody's wanting to see or that kind of thing. But either way, thanks guys, thanks for everything. Appreciate you liking and subscribing and sharing. Anything you can do to help us out. And don't forget Art, he'll be in the description. So all right, here we go.
I'm feeling high.